Okay, well, here we go. We're excited. We have two today's specials, and we are launching the first of two. This is Andrew's remarkable Omega-3 product. This is the maximum essential Omega-3. It is his most potent formula that he manufactures. One time a year, once a year we do this. At our house, we stock up on the big one. I know a lot of you do the same thing. Mine is down to the quick, because Carlos and I share this, so we use it, and we both use this product. But my bottom line is that for today, 750 capsules. Again, this is not normally a size we even carry for you. We do this once a year, and I'll show you real quickly on the chart so you can see. To get 750 capsules, this is a giveaway price. I mean, seriously, you can see here, you are saving almost $200 if you order the 750 size. And here you can see flex pays here, free shipping and handling on everything. I would encourage you to not wait, because, you know, it's interesting. When we started talking about this product years ago, when Andrew first launched this on HSN, we're going back over 2 decades ago, and the focus was heart health. And the focus still is the importance of heart health and how healthy this is for your heart. But now, over the years, exactly, and the research, and now that we learn all of the other amazing health benefits that go along with taking the right Omega-3 product. This is the right product. This is safe. This is effective. There are no contaminants. There's nothing to worry about. When you take Andrew's products, it is the absolute world's finest Omega-3, and it doesn't taste fishy. There's no fishy aftertaste whatsoever.
For those of us who care about the environment, hopefully we all do to some extent, that when hundreds of millions of people take Omega-3 capsules, we need to be concerned about the burden that places on the environment. So at least I am. When we make our Omega-3 product, we make that it's only environmentally harvested, environmentally responsibly harvested, and it's third-party independently certified as being responsibly done. We never harvest fish during the spawning season, so we just go about this in a way that we're going to make sure that the environment isn't paying for our good health. Also, the most important of the Omega-3s is DHA. The principal Omega-3 in products you see in retail stores is EPA. EPA is the industrially more popular ingredient. It's easier to produce products with high EPA levels. DHA is what you find in higher levels out in nature. DHA is the principal fatty acid in our brain. And DHA isn't a secondary ingredient in our brain. It's 2/3 of the dry weight of our brain, meaning that if you take the water out of our brain, DHA is 2/3 of our brain. And as high a percentage as that is in our brain, it's an even higher percentage in our retina, in the retina of our eye, in the macular region of our eye. So just if we think about our heart, yes, critically important for our heart, critically important for blood flow, critically important for lubricating our joints. It's an essential component of radiant skin and radiant hair. But it is, as much as calcium is important for our bones, it doesn't make up 2/3 of our bones, but DHA makes up 2/3 of our brain. And it's no wonder why I'll read you quotes from scientific studies talking about the problems with our diet and the scarcity, the deficiency of essential fatty acids like DHA, the Omega-3 fatty acids like DHA, the imbalance of essential fatty acids where we get 10 to 20 times more Omega-6 than Omega-3. And when you look at that, those are the sorts of things we're seeing in our behavior, in our thinking, in our aging brains in our society. So and when you look at what this ends up costing, say pennies a capsule in the large size, when you look at that and you think of how you get to divide those benefits up between your cardiovascular system, your circulatory system, your brain and nervous system, your integumentary system, your skin and nails, your nails, healthy nails require that fats be integrated into that nail tissue. So again, you can't escape the importance of these fatty acids, and the most important is DHA. And DHA is what we focus on. DHA is the secondary ingredient in most Omega-3 products, not the majority, but I'd say probably 99%, but DHA is the principal ingredient in ours.
Yep. And when we said it is the world's finest, if you're going to buy an Omega-3 product, this is unequivocally the one to order. If you have a minute, 95% of the reviews on this product are excellent. They are superb. If you have a minute, read a few of there are thousands of perfect 5-star reviews on this product. By the way, the 750 is by far the runaway top choice. So if you want to stock up, we don't normally carry this. One time a year we get to do this, the 750 cap. In fact, of the little counter you see clicking away here, over 5,000 of those are this big size. So I just want to point that out. If you want the largest size, this is your chance to call or log on and use express ordering, because we are busy. A lot of people wait for this day, and we stock up because we know we're going to get by far the best buy of the year.
And mind you, that 750 capsule supply, this is not an omega-3 product where you need to take 3 or 4 capsules per day. The way this is designed, and first of all, don't let the small capsule kind of deceive you. If you look at those capsules there, this little guy kind of looks,
isn't better.
He kind of looks a little sad and sorry there. He's kind of little. But that little guy there contains 50% more omega-3s than any of those 4 capsules.
50% more.
These are all roughly around 300 to 350 in terms of total omega-3 content. This is actually 500, but actually, because we test every product we make, when we assayed our product, we found out that our omega-3 oils were actually higher quality than we had anticipated.
Good.
And you're actually getting a little more than 600 milligrams in each
amazing.
capsule. So it's roughly double the potency of the capsules that are almost double the size. And there will be no fishy aftertaste, not because I don't believe there will be, but there won't be. The product was designed, the quality of our fish oils were designed and selected. The fact that we use a special natural orange extract that you can't taste, that actually neutralizes. We tried hundreds and hundreds of different extracts. We found one that totally neutralizes any fishy aftertaste. No stomach upset, tiny capsule that's easy to swallow. You take 1 capsule a day. If you're someone whose cardiologist said you have pre-existing issues, whatever it might be, you should be taking 2 capsules daily. To get your 1,000 a day, then you take 2 capsules. But again, we need to be informed consumers. When you look at the typical products in a store, you might see on the bottle 1,000, 1,200, 1,250 milligrams of fish oil omega-3s. It's 1,000 or 1,250 milligrams of fish oil. It's roughly giving you 300 to 360 milligrams of omega-3s, meaning that you're going to have to take 3 of those big capsules to equal 2 of mine. And when you take those capsules, you're also getting principally EPA. With mine, you're getting the DHA that you want, your brain wants, your eyes want, because DHA is really I think I have a chart here that shows.
Without Andrew educating us on this, people who don't know, once we know better, we make better choices. And a lot of us assumed, until Andrew really explained it to us, first of all, these are the omega-3s you want. Second of all, fish oil does not equal omega-3. The omega-3 has to be extracted from that fish oil. And that's the whole point here. So this is the finest. There's 4 different types of these essential oils. And by the way, our body doesn't make these. I mean, the only way we can get these ingredients and get the benefit of these ingredients is either in our diet or taking a supplement. It's as simple as that. Most of us are not getting enough omega-3s in our diet. Period. We are just not. The American diet, people are not consuming fish every meal or every day the way, they do over in Japan, where if you probably try to sell an omega-3 product,
I wouldn't need to.
You wouldn't need to, right?
No,
They're eating
it's
sushi
true.
every day.
Yeah, because it's a different diet. But unfortunately, we know that our body can't make, say, vitamin C, or our body can't make calcium. We need to get it from the outside. Because an essential omega-3 fatty acid doesn't have the name vitamin in front of it, we don't realize that they are exactly the same as a vitamin, and your body can't make them. The chart behind me kind of shows, and the reason why I stack the chart in this fashion, at sort of the pinnacle of the chart, sort of the top of the chart, if it was a pyramid that we created here, is DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. That is the omega-3 fatty acid that we focus on. That's the majority of our product. And the way this pathway, unfortunately in our body, this pathway goes this direction very easily, meaning our body can create DPA, really the body can create EPA easily from DHA. But if you consume alpha-linolenic acid, it's a long journey to get to the DHA that your brain needs and that your eyes need. And it's actually very poorly accomplished. If you want to get the DHA for your brain and eyes, the best way to do it, and the science reiterates this, is by consuming DHA. Very hard to get there from alpha-linolenic acid. And alpha-linolenic acid is the vegetable-based omega-3 fatty acid. You see it in flaxseed, you see it in things like walnuts. Icosapentaenoic acid, that's the other fish oil omega-3 fatty acid that we see that is the predominant omega-3 in other products. Our predominant is DHA. We also have high levels of DPA, which is an intermediate between icosapentaenoic acid, docosapentaenoic acid, and docosahexaenoic acid. And there's two steps of intermediates between there, the tetracosapentaenoic acid and tetracosahexaenoic acid. These are really just intermediates that don't have the same physiologic significance of DHA, EPA. DPA doesn't even have the same level of importance, although it can be converted into EPA in the body.
But I wonder how many fish oil products have DHA, DPA, EPA, and ALAs all in that one capsule.
The key isn't if they have them all. The key is what do they focus on?
Yeah.
And the most important thing to focus on is the DHA. Because at the top of that pyramid, and I probably wasn't as clear as I needed to be, it's very easy to make the other omega-3s you might need in your body from DHA. It's very difficult to make DHA from EPA. So you could have 100% EPA product, that's all omega-3s from fish oil, it could be 100% EPA. It will be very hard to make DHA from it.
Got it.
You could have 100% DHA product, you can make all the EPA in the world that you want.
Got it.
And that's why DHA is the most important.
So explain to us then, why would the other manufacturers not be putting more DHA in the formula?
Because they really don't put anything in the formula. What they basically do is they buy the standard industrial material. The standard industrial material is about 60% or 2/3 EPA and 1/3, 40% DHA. Our product, we flip it the other way. It's basically 60% DHA, 40% EPA. We just flip it the other way because DHA is the one that's most versatile and the most agile in your body, the most important in your body, because in terms of your brain is 99% DHA, 1% EPA. And 2/3 of your brain, the dry weight of your brain, is DHA. And as predominant as that is, it is even more predominant in the retina of your eye. So that's how important it is. And then when you think about, I don't even talk about the cardiovascular issues, although the Framingham study, which I think the Framingham study, they've been monitoring now that for about 3 decades. And there was just some more publications in the Framingham study, more data that has been extracted from the Framingham study. I think it was published on March 2nd. You know, just perfect just before this, talking about, once again, that a higher intake of omega-3 fatty acids were associated with all sorts of beneficial health, all sorts of health benefits in terms of cardiovascular health. So it's in terms of longevity. So the list goes on and on and on. It's funny. I think sometimes when you read the science and the clinical studies, they want to find something where they could make an omega-3 into a drug. And certainly some companies sell medical foods and drugs that are made from omega-3s. This is just an essential nutrient. We need it. If we don't get it, there are consequences. The American diet doesn't deliver it. So this American health is pretty much a billboard for why we desperately need to either change our eating habits to incorporate more omega-3s, or we need to supplement one or the other.
I want to show you, we are very busy. If you can use express ordering, log on to hsn.com, choose the size you want, FlexPay available on the large sizes, and of course free shipping and handling available on everything. Let me show you one more time. The majority of you, and you can see our little clicker going to town here, almost 12,000 gone. The majority of you are ordering the largest size. Here's why. Today, if you order the largest size, these are breaking down to 19 cents a capsule. 19 cents a capsule. It's a single, most affordable way ever to buy this product. So for $139.90, notice that normally at midnight tonight, this price for the 360 goes up to $159.90. So we normally sell 360 capsules for $20 more than what you are getting today, for more than double that, because double would be $720. This is 750 capsules you're getting for $139.90. That's almost $200, $190 savings. Not to mention the flex pays, I think you're around $26, $27 a month. Yeah, $27.98 a month. month. Hello.
And that's a 2-year supply because it's 500 milligrams, not of fish oil.
Right.
It's 500 milligrams of actual omega-3s. Actually, it's over 600 milligrams, but that's at 1 capsule a day for virtually everyone. That's perfect. If your doctor recommended you take 1,000 milligrams, your cardiologist perhaps, you take 2 capsules. But even 2 capsules is going, I typically take 2 capsules a day. I take 1 capsule when I eat fish. So for me, it ends up being roughly, it lasts me somewhere in between, I roughly average 1.5 capsules per day. But this is a product that 2 people can share this product at 1 capsule a day. It's still a year's supply. So it's incredibly, incredibly affordable for the most sophisticated omega-3 supplement you're going to find. And it will not upset your stomach. It's going to be easy to swallow. It's, again, the capsules here, and I didn't even choose the really big omega-3 capsules. These are about 1,200 milligram capsules. There are some that are 1,400 or 1,500 milligrams.
These big hideous things over here.
I mean, look at that with all the wonderful colors and things they put in there.
Right.
But when you see my product alongside it, you see that it's literally half the size, but in all cases, we're delivering 50% more omega-3, and we focus on the right omega-3s. And again, the form of omega-3 is also critical. I think a lot of the companies that sell their products in discount stores or wherever, they'd like you to think that all vitamins are just the same. They're all created equal. Well, when it comes to omega-3s, we know there's EPA and DHA. DHA is much more expensive, so it's no wonder they focus on EPA. There's also another form called an ethyl ester. An ethyl ester is a form of omega-3 that is not naturally occurring, and that ethyl ester is what's found in most supplements. And when your body is going to metabolize that ethyl ester for use in your body's going to liberate ethanol, trace amounts of ethanol. For those of you at home who know what ethanol is, we hear about it when they put ethanol in our fuel. Ethanol is alcohol. What is it, C2H5OH? It's alcohol. I don't want to be liberating trace amounts of alcohol in my body when I take omega-3s. The only time I want to liberate trace amounts of alcohol is when I'm having a little wine and I know that I'm doing it, but not when I'm taking my omega-3s. And again, the natural form, we get a blood test. Our blood test, when they measure the fat in our bloodstream, they measure triglycerides. One of the reasons why omega-3s is so exceptional at supporting healthy triglyceride levels is because when you take the proper omega-3s, they are in the form of triglycerides. So our omega-3s are not ethyl esters, they're in the naturally occurring triglyceride form, higher levels of DHA than EPA like found in nature, whereas the other products in the market are basically just manufactured to manufacture. And they basically, I think they offer their products hoping that ignorance is bliss, that no one's really going to be looking beyond the label and really trying to understand the exact properties of that product or how it's going to be meaningful in terms of the health of the person using it. I think my job is and I'm excited about how we go about making this product. We make it ourselves. Most products you see are made by contract manufacturers, co-packers, not made by the person selling it or the person whose brand or label is on the product. So we make these, we go to extreme lengths to make these the right way, to make them more pure, contaminant-free, heavy metal-free. More than 2 decades ago, I got a lot of grief because I was sort of being a little bit alarmist about what I knew was potential contaminant levels being found in other omega-3s. Why did I know that? Because I would test all the material that would come into us, and we were constantly rejecting fish oils because they had high levels of heavy metals or high levels of organic contaminants like PCB or things like that. So I knew that, and everybody gave me a hard time saying I'm being an alarmist, I'm creating concern where it doesn't exist. And if you think back about 10 or 15 years ago, of course, there were a tremendous amount of news articles that were written saying, yes, it's a serious problem. I think our industry has gotten our arms around it, but it's something that I have always focused on. We test everything that enters our facility. We test everything as it leaves our facility. So you know you're getting exactly what you want to be getting.
Absolutely. 100% natural through and through. As Andrew said, completely safe, no contaminants, no mercury, no worries. It's a worry-free product. The best part about it, if you've ever taken an omega-3 product, and I've been there and you probably have too, and you had that fishy aftertaste, all you taste is fish after you take it, and it's horrible. and you never want to take it again. Years ago, my husband had brought a fish oil product home from the health food store, and I took one. This was way before I tried Andrew's product, and it was awful. I mean, it was so fishy. It was so bad. I thought, I'm never doing that again. So if you've ever had a fishy aftertaste experience with a fish oil product, and it's, you know, it seems like a silly thing to say, you expect it to taste fishy because it's fish oil, but this does not. It is remarkable. It's like magic. It's like the way that Andrew uses an essential orange oil, it completely neutralizes that fish oil and you get no aftertaste. Nothing whatsoever. Read the reviews. There are thousands of people that rave about the fact that not only do they love this product and actually notice the difference when they take this product and feel the difference when they take this product, but the best part is that you love taking it because there is no fishy aftertaste whatsoever. So the beauty of this in a nutshell, in that one golden capsule, the heart health benefits, the benefits for your cardiovascular system, for your heart, for the veins and arteries around your heart, it is remarkable. Then we talk about the brain. The research that they have done about omega-3s and the potential benefits for your brain are just off the charts. So the brain health, along with the heart health, and then on top of that, the eye health. They talk about the health for our eyes and the importance of these omega-3s for our eyes. So you're getting all of these benefits, not to mention the fact it's great for your hair, it's great for your skin. So there's just too many wonderful reasons to pass it up. If you're going to take one product, this is one of Andrew's top selling products. Frankly, it's one of the most popular supplements on the market in terms of popular supplements. Omega-3s are what people realize they need to be taking. People want to take omega-3s because our body doesn't make it. We're not getting enough of it in our diet. And the problem is most people, unless they shop here, they have no idea that this is the omega-3 you want to be taking. This is where you want to spend your money. If you're going to take omega-3, it's a shame, you know, the people that are spending money and they're not getting the full benefit of these wonderful ingredients because they're not taking the right omega-3. So that's why we invite you to buy the world's finest today. Make your first flex payment. If you want the largest one, that's $750. This is the day to buy it. Again, about $28 gets that home. The $360 is only $84.90. That's a $75 savings. The $180, you're saving $40. That's under $50 to get a $180 cap supply. And then if you do the 90 cap, that's only $27.90, or you can do a Try Me for $12.90. So there's lots to talk about, literally thousands of perfect reviews. One of your top reviewed products that you bring
Yes, oh it is, and it's really one of those products that I think if you look at other omega-3 products on the internet, they're horribly reviewed. I've always joked about omega-3s. Back when I first started making omega-3s, it didn't get great reviews, and I used to call it the product that everybody loves to hate. But we ended up creating an omega-3 product because I think more than anything, we certainly make our own products. I read your reviews, I read your comments, you send emails or letters to my company, you speak to folks in our customer care center, I hear about it. So unfortunately, I pay attention and I take all of it very personally. So unless we can make a product that gets great reviews, I continue, even a product that's great, we continue to make it better and better and better. The capsules today are the smallest they've ever been, and they deliver the most they've ever delivered. And they deliver multiples in terms of concentration of what other products deliver. But actually, when you use higher quality oils as we do, the product becomes milder, gentler, absolutely no stomach upset. I was looking at some of the scientific charts we have here, and it's so hard for me to choose which ones to read. I'll try to read from all different ones over the course of the day today. We'll be on a couple more times because there's charts that talk about the brain, that of course I was saying before that DHA is about 2/3 of the weight of our brain. 2/3, the principal omega-3 in this product represents 2/3 of our brain. So no wonder, it's got to have an impact on brain function, on memory, on concentration. There's charts talking about that perhaps the emotional behavior that we see in our society, or the imbalance of emotional behavior over the last several decades, is directly related to the imbalance of essential fatty acids that pretty much defines our diet. And in terms of how our eyes age, that once again, our eyes might be the victim of the imbalance in the omega-3s that are their principal component. So I'll just read a couple of charts here. First of all, in terms of the science, Obviously, because they're such a critical part of our body and such a critical part of our diet, more than 15,500 papers have been published on the benefits of omega-3 fatty acids, including more than 2,600 meta-analyses and systematic reviews. More than 1,850 human clinical trials have been published on the benefits of consuming omega-3 fatty acids. Most recently, I was discussing the pronouncements by the folks, the Framingham study. Our omega-3s guarantee no fishy aftertaste, no fishy repeat, no stomach upset, no mercury, lead, or heavy metals. We test everything. We've always tested everything since day one. No PCBs or dioxins or contaminants, no enormous capsules to swallow. Ours is a tiny capsule that's packed with more omega-3s than the large capsules you typically see. As we all know, I think, because they're essential fats, our body can't make them. They only come from our diet or supplements. If you're not eating cold water fish, you're not getting the EPA and the DHA, most importantly, that you need. Without adequate omega-3 intake, deficiency or insufficiency occurs, which I think insufficiency defines our diet. Best results are only achieved when consumed daily. I was just reading an article today that most people don't get even the minimal levels of omega-3s. And what was most scary of all was in the study, almost no children, no young people. It's most adults, and when you look at children and young people, almost none of them get the omega-3s they need. And that's with their developing brain. We're maintaining our brains, they're developing brains. Very, very important to them. Help support and maintain, we haven't talked about these, normal triglyceride levels, normal blood pressure levels, normal blood cholesterol levels, normal blood sugar levels. As I said before, this is a perfect partner with our CoQ10. So, and especially triglyceride levels, that's where omega-3s shine. There's some reviews. Fantastic omega-3. All three of my family members take this product. It's hard finding an omega product that has enough DHA that my doctor recommends. Most of them do not. But this one does when taking 2 capsules, plus it doesn't repeat. Love this omega.
Great.
Best omega-3. I've been told by several doctors that I need to take omega-3s, but could never get past the fishy taste of them until I tried Andrew's. These are the best, and there's absolutely no fishy aftertaste at all. I highly recommend these for anyone who needs to take omega-3s. That's from Nicole in Maryland. Amazing. This is the best fish oil I've ever used in my entire life. There is no aftertaste, and it does not make you sick to your stomach like other brands. I can easily take 2 or more at the same time and not worry. I've been on these for about 1 year now. The price is all worth it. Again, a little more than a dime a capsule.
Right.
I think a little under 20 cents a capsule in the large size.
Yep.
The price is all worth it. I am so much healthier today than a year ago. Andrew, thank you so much. Your vitamins are the best of the best from Magda in Ohio.
Nice.
Makes a big difference. I ran out of my Maximum Essential Omega-3 orange capsules and didn't order right away. What a mistake. That was because my joints started to bother me. I didn't do it as a test, I just kept forgetting, but I learned a lesson. After a week of taking the capsules, I began to feel much, much better. Thank you again. Not just our brain, not just our eyes, our joints, no fishy taste. It was good timing when I tuned into HSN, and Mr. Lessman was selling the Maximum Essential Omega-3 orange capsules. We call it orange just because that's an extract that neutralizes the fishy taste. They cancel each other out.
Yep.
I am not a vitamin person because I really try and get my nutrients from my diet. However, I knew I was not getting the right amount of omega-3 in my diet. Virtually none of us do unless we're eating fatty fish every day. Yep. I hadn't taken any omega-3 supplements because of what I had heard about them, specifically the fishy taste going down and the burping up fish. But I decided to try these since it was advertised to not taste fishy nor have the burping. And if anything, you would taste orange. I was so pleased to find out that not only did I not taste any fishiness or burping, but I actually didn't taste any orange either. That's how it works. You taste nothing. The capsules, although not small, are not big either. I have a hard time swallowing pills, but these I can do. I will never be out of these supplements from Casey, California. That was a well-written review.
Very
One
nice.
more. Doctor recommended. I went for my yearly eye exam. Ophthalmologists, optometrists, opticians recommend omega-3s. It's the most critical ingredient with lutein and zeaxanthin in our eyes. I'm 65 and my doctor recommended that I start taking omega-3. He said it will help with not only my eyes, but also my brain. That's a smart doctor. I took your product to him and he said that these are fantastic. So I will be on these as a supportive measure for my eyes and brain. That is a very smart doctor.
Love that. You know what? I mean, it really is exciting to see that people take the time to go write those wonderful reviews. They're well thought out. It's almost like they feel the need to share the information. They want other people to benefit from their own experiences. And that's what happens. There are tens of thousands of reviews on Andrew Lessman product on hsn.com. But it is exciting to know that the products work. They work, they deliver results. And what you're looking at today with the Omega-3, this is the maximum essential Omega-3. This is the highest potency Omega-3 that Andrew manufactures. It is unequivocally the best value. We do this once a year for 1 day. It's one time, 1 day. We won't have this on again like this until next April. The 750 goes away. We don't even carry normally a 750 size. The largest we normally carry is a 360, and the 360 is normally 159. So for 139, you're getting 750 capsules. This is normally 159 for the 360. So for $20 less, you're getting this. And if you're like me and you take 2 a day, I do normally take, I'm like Andrew, if I eat fish that day, I take 1, otherwise I take 2 a day. My husband does the same thing. We both are Omega-3. It's really funny because we, you know, we each buy a big one. We know it's gonna last us a year. We take about 2 a day. And my jar, my big jug, is down to the final couple little capsules in there. It's like clockwork. As soon as I look down at the bottom, there's only a handful of the little capsules left, and sure enough, it's back for the today's special. So order yours now, get it today. You will be so glad you're taking it. You will love taking it. It is one of those products that it's not just that you know the benefits are there, but you feel the benefits. You truly do. I notice, I always take this before I come into work. I take some vitamins in the morning, some midday, some in the evening, but I have my work vitamins, and I love taking this before work because I notice that it helps me concentrate. And it really, I mean, it's a brain product. I call this like a brain pill. So for those of you that are the same, if you notice that when you take it, it helps you concentrate, and you do notice that. I mean, it's so beneficial for your brain, along with everything else we've talked about. I'll show you those choices one more time. Use express ordering, please. We've had such a busy phone room tonight. We're thrilled to see so many of you are jumping into order, whether you do a 30, a 90, a 180, a 360, or a 750. Here's where the pricing would go at midnight. Remember, this size goes away completely, but a 360 is normally $159. For $20 less, you are saving $190, and you're getting more than double what we normally do with that 360 size. So that's why you can see by our little clicker here, closing in on 15,000 today's specials already spoken for.
And if you think of supplements, usually you're looking at Omega-3 supplement in a discount store or your pharmacy or supermarket, and they're generally contract manufactured. They're using the same commodity oils that are mostly EPA and secondarily DHA. We're principally DHA, secondarily EPA. We also much more concentrated oils, so you'll have no stomach upset or fishy aftertaste. It'll be a comfortable experience because it'll be a small capsule to swallow. It will be unlike those products, which are typical ethyl esters. Ours are in the natural triglyceride form, which is more beneficial, more bioavailable. So I could go on and on a very long list of why this product is different, why it will be more beneficial, and frankly, we take it because of its benefits. So if we really want the benefits, yes, I think from the cheapest products you'll see in a discount store, this might be a little bit more expensive, but not very much when we do a Today Special, because it becomes so inexpensive when we do a Today Special. Remember, that's a 750 capsule supply. That's at 1 capsule a day, because each capsule is over 500 milligrams. Actually, when we tested it, over 600 milligrams. That's a 2-year supply. That's more than a 2-year supply. So that's an abundance of Omega-3. And I wanted to get into some of the science because I think most of us really don't get to encounter the science. And I have probably a few hundred charts of science, most of which I won't get to today. But I just wanted to read some of the quotes.
You know, we don't. We know it's good for us. We know we should be taking it, but it's
I
fun
don't
to
think we
actually
appreciate
learn why.
how good. I mean, we know
Right.
the American Heart Association tells us to get our omega-3s for heart health. But here, let's read some fun ones here. This is from the Journal of Biomedical Science. DHA, which is the core member of the omega-3 fatty acids, is highly concentrated in the brain and the outer segments of the retinal rods and cones. So it's concentrated in our brain and in our eyes, the retina of our eyes. DHA participates in a number of neuronal processes, including neurogenesis, the creation of neurons, neuroplasticity, the ability of our neurons to actually repair themselves and adapt, neuron differentiation and survival, membrane integrity and fluidity. Thus, the role of omega-3 fatty acids in influencing brain health and well-being is well established. Not questionable, not possible, well established. Low plasma, this is from Nutrients, low plasma omega-3 concentrations in a nationally representative population of American adults likely reflects the low consumption of fish and seafood that predominates in the US and many other industrialized nations. Overall, 80.6% of participants had omega-3 below concentrations recommended for cardiovascular health. And by the way, the levels they think are necessary are half as high as what I think is necessary.
Yeah.
The levels that I would apply, which are pretty conservative, would mean over 90% of Americans don't get the omega-3s they need.
You know what? Fish is expensive. Fresh fish is expensive. A lot of people don't like fish. A lot of people just aren't big fish eaters. You might live in a landlocked state where, again, fish is more expensive. It's not as abundant, and it's
hard to keep fresh.
It is.
Traditionally, I was not raised eating fish maybe once a week.
I wasn't either. Fish and chips. We would do like,
which isn't the real thing. It's, you really don't want fried fish. You want, ideally, you want cold water fish. And now you add that whole other layer of things. If we're healthy and we want to eat fish, but now we're thinking about contaminant levels in the fish, heavy metals in the fish. So it becomes a bit of a conundrum. It's difficult to resolve, but regardless whether we're eating fish or not eating fish, we need to be cognizant of the fact that our omega-3 levels aren't at the levels they ought to be, and they're essential for the health of our brain, our eyes. A systematic review estimated that increasing omega-3 intake and status could result in a 6.9% reduction in the incidence of cardiovascular disease-related events and avoid hospital utilization by about $2 billion per year in the U.S. for adults over 55. Physiologic reports, so we need to eat our fish. Dietary intakes of omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids such as eicosapentaenoic acid, EPA, and docosahexaenoic acid, DHA, found in fish oil, has been associated with a reduction in cardiovascular mortality. That's what the Framingham study just said once again this month. Fish oil consumption has been shown to reduce resting blood pressure, particularly in older and hypertensive subjects, and resting heart rate, especially in individuals with a higher resting heart rate. It's great. I mean, we look at how healthy the Mediterranean diet is and the Asian diet, the Japanese diet. Fish is a staple of, if they're consuming animal protein, fish is a staple of their diets. From physiological reports, consumption of baked or broiled fish by older individuals can lower risk of developing congestive heart failure. The findings suggest that dietary intake of omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids reduces the cardiovascular response to acute physiologic stress, and this effect occurs irrespective of age, no matter what our age is. Physiological reports, this possible cardioprotective effect of fish oil supplementation at a time of acute physiologic stress may be another way in which omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acid consumption reduces cardiovascular risk. The Journal of the American College of Nutrition, it has been hypothesized that one of the reasons for the decreased emotional health over the past century may be correlated with a marked, I talked about this before, decrease in the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids due to diet changes. Ideally, omega-3 and omega-6 should be equal. But now, with all the different kinds of vegetable oils we've eaten and things over the years, and the packaged foods, prepared foods, processed foods, we consume roughly 10 to 20 times more, even 30 times more omega-6 than omega-3, which means all our cells incorporate these fats into all the trillions of cells into their cell membranes, and they don't have the omega-3 fatty acids to choose from. So unfortunately, we are building our bodies from sort of a second-rate material. So we need to return ourselves back to the healthy balance.
So the good fat.
Yep, of the omega-3s. From Journal of Clinical Psychiatry, we're all over the place in these journals. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly those found in fish and seafood, may play an adjunctive role in maintaining emotional balance. Expert review of neurotherapeutics. Epidemiological and biochemical research provides persuasive evidence for an association between emotional challenges and decreased omega-3 fatty acid intake and status. Omega-3 fatty acids may be involved in the promotion of psychological health. Journal of the American College of Nutrition. Icosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid play an important role in the functioning of the central nervous system, and several studies have demonstrated that individuals experiencing negative mood and decreased emotional health have significantly lower dietary intake and serum levels of omega-3 fatty acids. Journal of the American College of Nutrition, the positive effect of omega-3 fatty acid supplementation on mood and emotional health in elderly patients appears of relevant clinical importance because emotional challenges are common in late life. And moreover, recent observations have shown that omega-3 fatty acids represent a potential tool for promoting positive mood and emotional balance. An inverse correlation between omega-3 fatty acids intake and negative mood has also been reported in various clinical studies.
Isn't that remarkable?
So
that's pretty remarkable stuff. I mean, when you think about it, that's why I was saying I noticed a difference. Like, I call it a brain vitamin for me. I really do notice the difference when I take this. 2/3
of the dry weight of your brain is DHA, which is the
2/3.
2/3. So when you take the water out of your brain, which most of our tissues in our body are 60, 70, 80% water, when you take the water out of your brain, 2/3 of what you're left with is DHA. So how we are not alarmed by the fact that the DHA levels in our diet, that by any standards, you're somewhere between 80 to 90% insufficient or deficient. That's an alarming fact when you consider that it's the principal molecule that makes up our brain, the retina of our eye, the macular region of the retina of our eye. When you think about these things, it's no wonder we struggle with challenges in these systems and these organs when we look at the composition of our diet. And it's no wonder if you look at regions of the world where there's an abundance of omega-3 or a better balance between omega-6 and omega-3, guess what? You look at their nervous system, you look at their cardiovascular system, they're not struggling to the same degree that we are.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so cool about this. The heart health, the brain health, the health for your eyes, not to mention it's fabulous for your skin. It's great for your hair. It's great for your joints because it's a natural lubricant. I mean, there's just so many amazing benefits, and that's why you can see we all get it. I mean, 16,000 people have ordered our today's specials, and we are thrilled about that because think of just the better health we all get to experience thanks to this product. There's no other omega-3 product like this on the market. If you're going to buy one, this is the one you buy. This is the best, it is the finest, it delivers the results, it delivers the right omega-3. That's so important. It's delivering the right ingredients to get you those maximum benefits. As Andrew's sharing all this research, you heard what he said, over 15,000 different studies done on this ingredient over the years. And these are serious medical journals that are singing the praises of the benefits of these ingredients and the fact that you can get it for, it's 19 cents a day if you're doing the largest one. I mean, that's 19 cents a day. I don't know about you, but to me, that's pretty well worth it for a little tiny investment in your own personal health. If you're gonna take one vitamin a day, this should be up there definitely at the top of your list. I mean, this is such an important ingredient to supplement, and you're just so excited over there.
I have some new charts too.
I've never seen anyone more excited about charts than Andrew Lessman. You would have been a great teacher. Well, you are a teacher.
Well, that's what I love to do.
Yeah, you'd have been like the greatest science teacher because I was like eyes glazed over in science class. You would have been fun.
But I had the best science teacher when I was in high school, AP chemistry in high school.
What was his name?
Mr. Girardi.
No kidding.
Right. Yep, Edward Girardi, yeah.
And he made it fun?
Oh yeah, he made it fun. Plus I was into sports, so he was someone who it was okay to be good in school and good in sports. Oh. They weren't sort of contradictory, so he was a great guy. He changed my life, very much so.
Well, you're changing lives too, so that's great.
But these charts, these were new charts. We have a whole bunch of charts I'll show tomorrow that talk about the health of our eyes and the functioning of our eyes and the aging of our eyes. But this is fascinating because, and part of the moisturizing system in our eyes are omega-3 fatty acids. They're a critical part of the lubricating system, not just of our joints, but of our eyes. So you have so many choices of reasons to enjoy the benefits of this beyond that it's what our brain is made of, our eyes are made of. But clinical interventions in aging. This prospective study, that means a study where they looked at how things changed going forward, carried out in a large clinical series of patients with dry eye symptoms, shows that dietary supplementation with omega-3 essential fatty acids, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals was useful to improve dry eye symptoms. Dietary supplementation with polyunsaturated fatty acids, that's what these are, omega-3s, yields positive results in the improvement of dry eye signs and symptoms. And it seems that DHA and EPA may constitute the most effective treatment.
Wonderful.
In a study carried out using data of the Women's Health Study, in which 4.7% of the sample of 32,470 women, not a small study, aged 45 to 84 years reported dry eye, a higher percentage dietary intake of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, that's what we focus on, was associated with a lower percentage of dry eye, including a 68% reduction in women who consumed 5 to 6 servings per week, compared to 1 serving per week of tuna fish, which is one of the largest contributors of omega-3 fatty acids in the typical American diet. The use of omega-3 fatty acid supplementation as effective therapy for dry eye syndrome is also supported by data of 2 meta-analyses. Those are 2 analyses looking at several different studies, so it's sort of a long list of opportunities or options here. We talked earlier about supporting healthy triglyceride levels, blood pressure levels, blood sugar levels, blood cholesterol levels, helping to keep those in the normal range, healthy blood flow, the lubrication of our joints, the lubrication of our eyes, the absolute structure, the predominant structure of the most critical parts of our eye, and the very structure of our brain. Two-thirds of our brain, DHA, in the form of phospholipids, but DHA. So there's no escaping the essential nature of these ingredients. Unfortunately, there's no escaping that we're Americans. I was born eating kind of meat and potatoes, growing up eating meat and potatoes, and fish perhaps once a week. So unfortunately, that's our traditional diet. The traditional diet when we go to France and visit Muriel's family, and we visit the south of France, Mediterranean diet, it's fish. You go to Japan, they're eating fish, and their health reflects the benefits of that omega-3 rich diet.
All right, we are down to a little more than a minute left to chat. To remind everyone, we have 2 Today Specials today. So we have another Today Special we're going to be talking about next, and we can't wait to get you all the details, because it's the first time that we've actually had the vitamin K2 MK7 offered as a Today Special. So that's going to be coming up in a very short minute here. If you'd like to order, stock up on your omega-3, do it while you're thinking about it. Don't forget, because it's a one-day special, it's a one-day offer, it's our very best value that we offer on this incredible product. It's fun to talk about because there's so much to talk about. I mean, that's what's exciting about it. And those of us that love this product so much, it's a thrill to know that this is the very best buy all year. So you can restock and you're set for a whole year.
And even when I talk to my friends about this, and I talk about how unique it is in terms of formulation, the biochemistry of it, the molecular form we use, the balance we use, but they always expect, with all those benefits, it's got to be nasty on their stomach, it's got to be hard to swallow, it's got to have all these negatives. That it's possible to make a product that delivers all the benefits you could ever dream of, and none of the problems. I mean, that was our goal. No one makes this for us. We have to make it ourselves because no one else could do this. So it's a product that truly delivers everything you and your doctor hopes for from an omega-3 product, and none of the things that have made you sick in the past from an omega-3 product.
And remember, they're all made right here in America. They're made in America, Henderson, Nevada. They're made with solar energy.
Yep, no carbon footprint at all making this product.
There it is. I mean, there's so many wonderful reasons to say yes to this line of products, because you're doing something great for yourself. You're supporting a remarkable company that absolutely cares, that gives back, that has given away literally millions of years worth of prenatal vitamins to mothers and expectant mothers and babies in need around the world.